Hi guys, so I know I haven't done a video in a really long time, and it's just because I have so much going, or I still have, but I had so much going on in my life. I was in the process of moving. I went to school for 1 semester, working full-time. So now I'm living in Florida versus New York, where I was for 6 years, and I've been here for a week. So I have some free time right now that I don't have a job, and I thought that I would come on here and talk about what I've been going through and health anxiety and mental health. I think that everyone comes to a point in their life where they're struggling with some kind of mental health disability, whether it's like anxiety, depression, anything really. So I wanted to come on here and just talk about like mental health and how important it is, and there needs to be awareness, and I wanted to talk about my health anxiety. So about 3 months ago, let's go further than that. About maybe like 8-9 months ago, I found a lump in my breast, and I didn't think anything of it. I mean, when I did feel it, I started to panic, and I'm like, oh my god, I have breast cancer. But I kind of like calmed myself down, and I told myself, no, you don't have breast cancer, whatever. Fast forward maybe 6 months, my right breast started hurting me where I found the lump, and I don't know, one morning I just woke up and I was like, oh my god, I have breast cancer. So I started doing research, and I was like, I'm dying, like I need to go see a doctor ASAP. But my anxiety really kicked in when I realized I just don't have health insurance. I don't have money to see a doctor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna die. So I started doing research and stuff, and I ended up going to Planned Parenthood. And for anyone that thinks Planned Parenthood is just for abortions, it's not. It's for women and even men, and it's for a great cause, because there are people like me, when I didn't have insurance, in my situation I couldn't see a doctor, and it helped me. They literally gave me a breast exam for free. Everything they gave me for free. I did not pay 1 penny at Planned Parenthood. So for those people that are out there protesting, that's the word I was looking for, protesting out of Planned Parenthood, it really makes girls feel uncomfortable when they're not there for abortions and they're there to get checked out and make sure their health is okay. I got the breast exam from just a regular doctor there, and she wanted me to get a sonogram, and I got a sonogram, and it came out that everything was benign. Like, I still have to go back in 6 months to get it checked out again, make sure it's not growing, make sure it hasn't changed, but for the most part, my breast cysts were benign, and they were just cysts. But it took about 2 weeks to actually get my breast checked. And during that 2 weeks, I was freaking out. I was crying every day. My anxiety was at a high. I was stressed. Like, my whole body was just taking a toll on me because I stressed myself out so much. But after I got my breast checked, I started experiencing other symptoms. So I woke up one day and my eyesight was just off. It was blurred. I couldn't really see, like, my phone when I was looking. I was struggling to see when I picked my phone up. and looked at my phone, I was struggling, like really struggling to see it. And I was like, okay, what's going on with my body right now? And maybe 2 days later, I started getting serious headaches. And I was like, what is going on? So then I started freaking out, and I thought I had a brain tumor. So I'm like, great, I have no insurance. I literally think I have a brain tumor and I can't even get it checked out. So I started experiencing other symptoms besides the headache, and it wasn't just a headache, it was a migraine. It was like debilitating. I've never experienced migraines in my life, so shout out to people that deal with it every single day, because it is one of the worst pains ever. I was sitting in the dark for days and very sensitive to light and sound and all that, and it was terrible. Really annoying experience. I didn't work. I took days off. I never really take days off. I just could not function. So one day I would wake up and I had like a really bad pain in my back. I went back to Planned Parenthood. They found out I had a UTI. I had to get antibiotics for the UTI, get it treated. And after all of that, I just started experiencing more symptoms. Fatigue was really prominent, and I just didn't have energy to do anything, like even get up and go get a drink from the refrigerator. I could not do. I started experiencing really bad nerve pain, joint pain. My vision was still super off. My neck was another thing that was totally bothering me. Tingling, numbness all the time, twitching. My body was twitching all the time. I literally thought I had MS. I thought I had ALS. I thought I had, I think it's ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease or whatever. Lupus, Lyme disease, like all these things, like I'm looking up, and every single symptom I'm feeling, they all like correlate to each other. And I'm like, yep, I have that, I have that, I have that, I have that. There was one time I was actually at work, and with MS, there's obviously different symptoms that people experience, but I was feeling all of them. And frequent urination is one of the symptoms of MS. I went to the bathroom at work just to go pee, and immediately I had to go again. And I knew I didn't have a UTI anymore because I got it cleaned up. It was out of my system. The infection was out of my system, but I literally felt like I had to go pee every 5 minutes. And I was like, I have MS. I definitely have MS. So I had to look for insurance, and my insurance didn't kick in for about a month when I actually applied for it and got it. And that whole month was the worst month of my life. I literally could not function because I thought I had a brain tumor or MS. And I mean, I just was on, I was stressed out every single day, obviously. I was crying 24/7. I was like, why is this happening to me? Whatever. And then I had other people that was like, oh, it's just stress, just calm down, like it's all in your head, whatever. Health anxiety may be all in your head, but for me, I knew that my body was not okay. My body just didn't feel right. I think that when we know something's wrong with our bodies, we know, like it can't, like we know how it feels to be normal, and then we know how it feels to not feel normal. And people like telling me it was all in my head was probably the most frustrating thing ever, because I'm not making this up. Trust me, I would love to feel like my normal self again if I could. I would give anything to feel like my normal self again if I could. They're like, oh, depression could cause this, stress could cause that. And my menstrual cycle also changed during this whole time, in the last 3 months. Like, it's definitely a lot lighter, faster. I literally got my period for maybe like 3 days 1 month, and I was like, that's so not normal, because I always have my period for like 8 days. So that in itself was difficult, because I'm like, something's going on with my body. I literally went to a neurologist. I got a brain MRI, I got a spine MRI, I got a neck MRI, I got a jaw MRI. The only thing that came back with something in it was my neck. I have 2 bulging discs at C5 and C6. I got blood taken. That all came out normal. I got blood taken like 3 times, because I was like, nope, something's wrong. Check for this, check for that, check for thyroid, check for this. All came back normal. I saw so many doctors in the last 3 months. I saw a neurologist, an ENT, I saw a urologist, I saw a dentist for my headaches. Like, I thought, my ENT said I might have TMJ, so I got all this like x-rayed. I went to Planned Parenthood twice. I saw my general practitioner, my general doctor, so many times. I saw 2 ophthalmologists. I saw a neuro-ophthalmologist, and all the tests kept coming back normal. And my health anxiety was the worst it could be. Like, I was sitting at work every single day. I couldn't wait to get home to check my symptoms and what else I could have. I'm not saying that everything's ruled out. I'm not saying that I don't have MS. I'm not saying I don't have Lyme disease, because there are so many other tests that come back, and there's extensive testing basically, and there's like general testing, especially for like Lyme disease. MS is not something you find overnight. It's something that you eventually find, unless like you have lesions in your brain and it's easy to tell on the MRI, or like if it's easy to tell and it's progressed, then that's different. But I'm not one to say I'm never gonna have MS or I'm never gonna get, because people feel symptoms for years until they're actually diagnosed with anything. And yes, it's a scary thought, and I was on edge with anxiety 24/7. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't go out and drink with my friends. I didn't even want to go out with my friends. All I did was consume my life with WebMD and Pinterest, and what I could do to like get rid of these symptoms, or what I could do to help these symptoms. I was literally acting like I had MS, or I had like lupus or an autoimmune disease. I would eat like I did. I would just miss out on so many things in my life, thinking I had these things and acting like I did and living a life like I did have these things. And every time I went to the doctor, I wasn't getting any answers whatsoever. They told me to see a rheumatologist. They said I may have fibromyalgia, but I don't believe that fibromyalgia just comes. I feel like something triggers it. You get flares. I believe that something in my body is going wrong to trigger fibromyalgia. And they basically diagnose you with fibromyalgia when they don't know what else they can diagnose you with, because everything keeps coming out clear. I think that we still need to do so much research to find out what exactly causes fibromyalgia and if there's a cure. And I think we need to find a cure for it, because there are so many people that are suffering with autoimmune diseases or invisible illnesses that there's no cure for, and it's really sad, especially invisible illnesses like fibromyalgia. Like, I may look okay and someone to you might look okay, but doesn't mean that we're not experiencing pain, and it doesn't mean that we are okay. And if I do have fibromyalgia, then it's something I just have to deal with, and it's something that I have to control. I live my life as if I do. It's been over 3 months. I'm still in constant pain, whether it's my head, whether it's anything in my body. My neck hurts a lot. I have a lot of neck pain all the time. I feel like constant pressure on my body, like as if like someone was like pinching me or pressing really hard down on my like arms or something. I experience a lot of back pain. My neck cracks a lot, all that stuff. Yeah, I've come to terms with I'm dealing with chronic constant pain. But personally, I tried different things. My doctor, specifically my neurologist, he prescribed me a generic version of Cymbalta for my nerve pain. It's an antidepressant. I tried that and it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. I hear it works for some, and I didn't even give it a chance because the side effects were just too much for me. Honestly, I felt so dizzy. I felt nauseous. I was yawning all the time. I just didn't feel like myself. And to me, the side effects weren't worth it. And I didn't want my body to rely on something that I didn't really need. My nerve pain, I've learned how to control it. And a lot of it is like ginger tea and turmeric and a lot of anti-inflammatories. That helps me. But yeah, my pain has never gone away in the last 3 months. My vision hasn't come back fully. If I could describe my vision, the blurriness went away, but it's kind of like I see a lot of floaters and visual snow and like just it's visual disturbances. Learn to deal with that as well. I had a really, really hard time getting over my vision disturbances because your vision is what you used to see. You're using your eyes 24/7 besides when you're sleeping. So yes, I can be in pain and I could ignore the pain and pretend it's not there. But when I'm trying to look at something, it's there. The TMJ definitely can come with other symptoms. Vision is one of them. I always have jaw pain, neck pain, little things. Like I had a headache for 2 months until I learned how to control it. I use a lot of like essential oils like lavender, peppermint. I'm just constantly giving myself massages on my neck, pressing like the vagus nerve, or you know, rubbing that out because your neck can control your vision. I've learned so much like just doing my research and trying to help myself, because when I went to doctors, I wasn't getting the help or the answers that I wanted. So I tried to help myself. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm not letting my health and how I feel get in the way of things. Yes, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, what the fuck is going on with my body? And why is this happening to me? I'm only 24 years old. And then I realize, I know this sounds cliche, but God doesn't give anyone anything they cannot handle. I think I'm handling it really well now, and I'm not letting it interfere with my life at all. The anxiety's still there. I always suffered from anxiety. I've always suffered from depression. I go in and out. I have bouts of it. Like I am not constantly depressed, but it happens. And I want to let you know that like you're not crazy if you have health anxiety, and it's a real thing. And don't let anyone ever tell you that you're not feeling in a certain way, or it's just stress, or it's in your head, because it's not in your head. You don't need to go see a psychiatrist. Like they have told me on multiple occasions I need to see a psychiatrist because there's nothing wrong with me. Everything stems from something, and just because they can't find anything doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I don't want you to think that you're crazy. But it's so important if things are coming back normal, and if your blood and tests and stuff are coming back normal. There's really nothing you can do. You can do your research, you can help yourself, you can do plant-based diets or whatever you want to do, but don't let your health anxiety interfere with your life. And that's what I was doing for 3 months of my life. I was letting it interfere with my life. I was literally on edge, shaking, panic attacks, like all this stuff because I thought I was gonna die. But honestly, I've lived 24 years of my whole entire life, and there are people that have never made it to 24, and I decided that I wasn't gonna let my health anxiety interfere with my life anymore. That what's meant to be is meant to be. If I'm meant to die, I will die. And death is inevitable. It's something that everyone is gonna experience. So why am I sitting here like obsessing over the fact that I'm gonna die when I literally wake up, I still have my vision, I still can walk, I still can talk. Like I couldn't let my health anxiety interfere with my life anymore, and I'm grateful to be alive. And you know what? I know, like, it isn't fair. It really isn't fair, and you're probably thinking, why is this happening to me? Like, why do I feel this way? But life isn't fair. And I've come to terms with that too. Life isn't fair. Everyone's dealing with something, whether it's health issues, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety. Like, everyone deals with something, no matter who you are. And this is just the cards that I've been dealt with. So I just wanted to tell you guys that it does happen, and that's where I've been the last 3 months, besides everything else that's happening or happened. And it's okay, and it's gonna be okay. And I just wanted to share that story with you because I literally went through a point in my life where it was just too much, and I literally let it take over my life, and you just can't. And I want to let you guys know that you aren't alone. And if you're not getting answers, like I didn't get answers, and you still feel upset and depressed about it and sad, like, go see someone. They really do help. I did see a therapist for a little, and she was really good. It was probably one of the best things I've ever done for myself. Anyways, I know this was a long video. I was talking way too much, but it is a long story. I could go on and on and on about the last 3 months and what I've been feeling, but I won't. I'll stop right here. But I just wanted to share with you where I've been and what's been going on, because I haven't really uploaded a video in a really, really, really long time. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Instagram at Samantha Garrido. Snapchat's Garrido Samantha. Twitter, S Garrido with _.